As much as I enjoyed 80 for Brady, this is more like it. Hi everyone, it's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Raise I'm Upgrade with Grant, everybody. Today, we're talking about a movie that might just be flying under your radar, and really shouldn't, because it's surprisingly pretty good. And that movie is Moving On. Movies and TVs we do here. Moving On is directed and written by Paul White, who among his previous work includes American Pie, Down to Earth, About a Boy, which is great, and more recently, 2 years ago, the underrated Kevin Hart vehicle Fatherhood, but more importantly, the 2015 indie film starring Lily Tomlin, Grandma, which is terrific. If you've not seen Grandma, go check that movie out. It's great. It's only like 78 minutes. It's really short, but it's great. This almost feels a bit like a spiritual successor, all the way down to a short runtime. So what is Moving On about? Well, the film, who else is involved? The film centers on Claire. She's played by the great Jane Fonda. She is a woman of a certain age, about attending the funeral of one of her closest friends, a woman named Joyce, who is married to Howard, played by the great Malcolm McDowell. And when they get to the funeral, it seems like, oh, old friends reuniting, and then Claire says the following to Howard: "Now that it won't hurt her anymore, I'm going to kill you. This weekend." And he asks her why, and she says, "You know why." Along the way of determination to kill Howard, she runs into another old friend of hers and of Joyce's, maybe a little more than friends, between her and Joyce, Evelyn, played by the great Lily Tomlin, and I think one of the best performances I've seen all year so far. And she begrudgingly agrees to help her, believing that she's just gonna, let this pursuit go like she always does, but she's determined. She's gonna kill Howard. Along the way, other people she ends up reuniting with include an ex-husband, who she reconnects with, who is kind-hearted and wonderful, played by the great Richard Roundtree. What a cast! Yeah, Shaft is in this movie, and is terrific, like the rest of them. But what did Howard do? And the movie takes a dark turn, and we, like Claire, want to kill the bastard, and you will too. Let the humor begin, but it's a little more more stuck in the throat humor than something like 80 for Brady. But let it begin. So, Moving On is came the fuck out of nowhere. I did not know what this movie was until about a week ago, which was surprising because it has Fonda and Tomlin in it. This film premiered at TIFF. It was acquired by Roadside Attractions, which is a great studio. But the thing is, if you watch the trailer, which I did just before seeing this movie, or see the poster, it looks like something like 80 for Brady. It looks like a shenanigan movie. It's really not that movie. It's not the sitcom you think it is. This is a really dark, black comedy drama. This is a movie about this plan that she has to kill this Howard character, McDowell's character, and you know what? It goes to avenues that you really don't see coming, that are really dark and twisted, and are kind of triggering. I don't want to... I guess this isn't much of a spoiler, but let's just say that Howard did something horrible to Claire. That's all I'll say, and you can gather what that is. And let's put it this way. Minor spoiler alert, I guess. If you have suffered from sexual assault or rape, you might not want to see Moving On, because he raped her. He raped Jane Fonda. I'll just say it, because that's what happens. He rapes Claire. Howard did, years ago. And the film is very frank about taking him to task for this, and giving it the gravity of it, and when that moment comes where Fonda finally acknowledges that horribleness, God, she's a good actor. Like, oh my gosh, Jane Fonda is just great, but beyond all of that, that's not to say there isn't humor in this movie, but the humor comes from a place of genuine darkness where you want her to get it. This is a indie black comedy. This is not a lighthearted, take your grandma to see it movie. This is darker and deeper than you think it's going to be. And I kind of loved this movie, guys. I thought this movie was absolutely powerful. And one of the things I loved about it was, first and foremost, there's a scene around the midpoint. Also, the movie's 84 minutes. It's not that long. Around the midpoint, there's a scene of verbal gymnastics between Lily Tomlin and Malcolm McDowell in this movie. That there were 4 other people in my screening room. We all collectively went, damn. Like, what just Tomlin. I love Lily Tomlin. I am a massive Lily Tomlin fan. This is one of her best performances in a career of great performances. She is excellent in this movie. And that's why I think it's sort of almost hand in hand with Grandma, because for those who've seen it, Grandma is also a movie that is deeper and darker. That's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil it. But it's also deeper and darker and deals with serious issues. Much, not the same ones as this movie, but it deals with them. And she's playing sort of a similar type of character who's a hard-edged but deeply sad character. And you see that. I really kind of loved Moving On. But I'm not going to go all the way with it for one major reason. And it's a stupid thing. It's almost too short. It almost seems to be both just short enough and a little too short at times. And you do kind of want there to be a little more time to flesh things out a little more. But that being said, this is the closest I've had of any movies I've gone pretty far with to going all the way with this. But I'm going to stick with it. Who knows? Maybe it'll be like Puss in Boots where I'll change my mind. But for now, Moving On is great. And I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. This movie is phenomenal. This movie is not getting promoted enough. I guess it's getting a wide release because it came to Edwardsville first weekend. It opened Friday. It opened today. Go see Moving On. This movie is really good. Yeah, go see it. It's phenomenal. Thumbs up. It's phenomenal. Go see it. Trailer trash. Let's talk some trailer trash. Chevalier, we talked about it. Looks good. The Machine, talked about it. Looked good. Book Club, the next chapter, talked about it. Looks good. Oppenheimer, talked about it. Looks good. Spinning Gold, which we are seeing 2 weeks from now. Looks okay. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I'm really looking forward to that one. Big fan of that book. And then Somewhere in Queens. I'm looking forward to this one. I love Romano. I love Laurie Metcalf, and she's from my hometown. So it's a big deal. Whenever she has a new movie out, it's a big deal. So definitely be seeing Somewhere in Queens. And was there shawarma? No, there was not. All right. We will be back tomorrow for a review of the new film Boston Strangler, starring Keira Knightley, which is streaming on Hulu. Sunday, we will, barring an embargo, we will have an early review of Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, and more to come, including John Wick Chapter 4 next week. That'll all be next time. And until next time, I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Love you all, class dismissed. I love you 3000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does. That's supposed to do. Leave a comment even if you say Grant, I like waffles. It really helps out. Want to find me elsewhere, reviews, this, and other fun stuff, you can check me out on letterboxd.com at Raising Popcorn with Grant. Twitter, I'm at Raise Grant. Facebook, Raising Popcorn with Grant. Serialized, I'm all one word, all lowercase, Raised on Popcorn. Check out my podcast, Raising Popcorn with Grant, the podcast on Spotify and Anchor. Some of you already have, but even if you haven't, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important. I want to know down below, what did you think of Moving On? Did you like the movie? Hate the movie? Think it's good? Think I'm full of shit? Comment below, let me know. And until we meet again, we were all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Oh, and R.I.P. Lance Reddick. What a legend. Take care, everyone.